Ecos Latinos is a program about Hispanic artists living or working in Louisiana, exploring their life experiences and showcasing their works. Today we focus on Cuban singer Ruben Gonzalez, known in New Orleans as Mr. Salsa. Ruben Gonzalez was a cultural treasure in Louisiana for over 30 years. He was born in the Guines province of Cuba in 1915. He was originally a law student, but in 1932 he formed a music group with some students and found that he could use his talent with words to make a living in music. He began a long career delighting audiences in many cities and countries until his travels took him to New Orleans in 1964, and he settled here until his death in 1994.
From time to time, we play in different ensembles under different names.
Yeah.
The different musicians, sometimes with Ruben, and as I was saying earlier, whenever we play just an instrumental group, just trying to play Latin jazz, there's always something that's missing, and then it becomes apparent whenever Ruben shows up. Whenever Ruben shows up to sit in or sing a song, he electrifies us.
Yeah, no.
We suddenly start playing 1,000% better, and it's just we become more than the sum of our parts. He's a catalyst for improvisation, and he's a catalyst para gozar. I mean, whenever he shows up, it's party time, and the musicians feel good, and we start smiling, we start having fun. We do the descarga, and it's just I can't say enough about it.
We enjoy it.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Ruben Gonzalez is called Mr. Salsa and is known as the person who brought salsa to New Orleans. But salsa is a term which is used to describe a lot of different Cuban and Puerto Rican rhythms which became popular in New York. Salsa includes the Cuban rhythm guaguancó.
For example, one of the main things that we play was the guaguancó.
Can you tell me how it goes?
La 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 la. La 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 la. Olo. La 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 lo 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 la. La la. Ay. Sale de famba ña ña. Sale de famba ña ña. Para que tu hermano te vean bailar. A vacilo de cama, que bohemio vacío en Gómez. A condogue, ña, ña, a condogue, a condogue, ña, ña, a condogue, a condogue, ña, ña, a condogue, a fiaroro, ña, ña, fiaroro, ña, ña, a condogue, ña, ña, a condogue, ña, ña, a condogue.
Pero que siga la bola. Va, oye. Vaya ahora. Va, la bolona, la bola. La bolona, la bola, ahora. Ay, que siga la bola. Oye, Carlos, que siga la bola.
Ruben Gonzalez was a regular performer in many Louisiana festivals, like the Carnival Latino. From 1977 to his death in 1994, he was a favorite at the International New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival and the Louisiana Folk Life Festival.
Pero que siga la bola. Oye, pero mira la bola. Oye, pero mira la bola.
Andy Garcia is a former mayor's liaison officer to the Hispanic community. He has known Ruben Gonzalez since he was 17 years old.
My feelings towards Ruben, personally, goes deeper than that. Ruben is an institution for young musicians. There's no any Hispanic musician on the street, you ask him who's your idol or who's your mentor, and he'll say Ruben Gonzalez, because of the music and the talent he has brought to these people. The music varies. The music that you hear so much, salsa, is a combination, and Ruben can tell you this, or he told me, of guaguancó, song, a little bit of cha-cha-cha, etc. It's a combination of the whole thing. It's a melting pot of Cuban music. Okay, that's what salsa is. And people confuse it that salsa is just one thing. No, it's a melting pot of all the other dances combined. And let's just call it salsa, sauce.
In 1945, Ruben began making records in Spanish for RCA Victor. A Cuban band leader brought him to New York, where he performed for 10 years with Cuban band leader Anselmo Sacasas and his 14-piece orchestra. He shared the stage with many well-known people like Danny Thomas, Carmen Miranda, and Sophie Tucker.
Well, the problem, they had my record in New York at that band. Went to Cuba, the leader, and signed me the contract for 2 years. I stayed with the band for 11 years in New York. And then I came by my own. Pardon me?
Which band was that?
Anselmo Sacasas, one of the biggest name in those years. And I make a lot of record, RCA Victor with them. Oh yeah.
Estoy tan enamorado de la negra Tomasa que cuando se va de casa, qué triste me pongo. Estoy tan enamorado de la negra Tomasa que cuando se va de casa, qué triste me pongo. Ay, 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 esa negrona linda cámara que me echó bilongo. Esa negra linda que me echó bilongo y nada más que me gusta la comida que me cocina, nada más que me gusta la café que ella me cuela, nada más que me gusta la comida que me cocina, nada más que me gusta la café que ella me cuela. Ay, 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 esa negrona linda cámara que me echó bilongo, esa negra linda coro que me echó bilongo, kikiribu, mandinga, kikiribu, kiribu, mandinga, no, 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 kiribu, kikiribu, mandinga, kikiribu, mandinga, kikiribu, kiribu, mandinga, oye, pero mira la que linda, kiribu, kikiribu, mandinga, 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 kikiribu, kiribu, mandinga, no, 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 kiribu, kikiribu, mandinga, kikiribu, mandinga, kikiribu, kiribu, mandinga. Oye, que los trombones como canta, oye, mandinga, vaya.
Ecos Latinos is a television series which focuses on the positive aspects of Latin arts and culture and features Hispanic artists living or working in Louisiana. Ecos Latinos airs 3 times a week, Mondays at 5 p.m., Tuesdays at 11:30 p.m., and Fridays at 10 a.m. on Cox Metro 10. After 11 years in New York, Mr. Gonzalez moved to Miami, where he met Cuban bandleader Desi Arnaz, who played Ricky Ricardo on the I Love Lucy television show. The two became friends and performed together at the Tropicana Club in Miami Beach. Ultimately, their friendship led to Mr. Gonzalez appearing on 2 episodes of the I Love Lucy show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I make 2 episodes with them at the beginning of the program. I make 2, yeah. With Desi Arnaz and I Love Lucy. Yeah.
You did a performance on the show?
Yeah, I sang in the Tropicana nightclub. Tropicana, they call it the nightclub of the show. I sang there. In fact, the piano player, I played with him in Cuba. Rizzo Ayala was the name of the piano player. I played with him in Havana.
Cuando la tarde languidece renace en la sombra, la quietud de los cafetales vuelven a sentir. Si oye la quietud de la sombra en la vieja molienda, la quietud de los cafetales vuelven a sentir. Cuando la sombra renace en la sombra, la quietud de los cafetales vuelven a sentir. En la quietud de la sombra, en la vieja molienda, la quietud de los cafetales vuelven a sentir. Una vieja canción, una leyenda, lleva el Santo Manuel en su amargura. Se pasa todita la noche moliendo café. Ajá. Ahí moliendo café, oye los trombones, oye como dice, moliendo café, vaya.
In 1961, Ruben came to New Orleans to perform at the Boom Boom Club on Iberville Street. There was not much Latin music around when he arrived. Within a few weeks, he met an ardent admirer, Nancy Houston, who came to see him every weekend. Within a year, they married and eventually had 4 children. His family still lives on this tree-lined street in Jefferson.
The audience were crazy about him. Everybody was crazy about him. To me, he was dad, you know. We had our good times and our bad times at home. But when he was out playing his music, that's when he was at his best.
I've been with my father to the Jazz Fest for the past 13 years. I've been there with him. I mean, the crowd, you can see the crowd cheering him on. And he's always played 45 minutes to an hour on stage. And whenever he was finished playing, he couldn't stop playing because they wanted to come back and do an encore. So my dad usually stretched it out to an hour, to an hour 15 minutes. And just to see everybody's face, everybody dancing and doing the salsa, and
they loved him.
You know, it was a great time. You know, everybody comes together on that day and just everybody just letting loose and just dancing to the Latin sound.
The first time he was nominated for the Big Easy Awards, I took him. He was so excited. We got to meet a lot of people that I only read about in the paper. I read about him in the paper, and he finally got nominated and got a a just reward for his talent and his contributions. Came out on top. Very excited. I was excited. Never saw so many people. I'd never been to an awards show before. Never thought, because I was always home with him, never thought he was a big thing until I saw the people that were there. It was really nice. Really nice.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you in the first place to everybody. And then, Mr. Rafael Perales, and the people of my group. Without them, I can't do nothing. Let's say, Ralph Gibson, Pupi Jimenez, Héctor Gallardo, Roberto Tameta. Without them, I can't do nothing. Thank you very much, everybody.
Ruben was well known for his creative abilities in vocal improvisation. He would often interject comments about the audience or musicians into the song lyrics. He sometimes rewrote the words of a song to convey his own brand of humor. In the romantic standard Sabor a mí, he portrays a suitor who apologizes for smelling bad because he hasn't taken a bath.
Sin usar jabón de olor, que la peste se infiltró tan hondo en mí, que yo guardo tu sabor, pero tú llevas también olor a mí. Si negara con mi presencia tu vivir, bastaría con 4 libras de jabón. Pero sea o no así, en tu cuerpo llevará olor a mí. No pretendo ser muy limpio, soy un puerco, yo no tengo sanidad en la vida. Que yo recuerde, me he bañado 4 veces. Pasarán más de 100 años, muchos más. Yo no sé si habrá jabón en la eternidad, pero sea o no así, en tu cuerpo llevará olor a mí. Vaya.
After several engagements in French Quarter nightclubs and a stint at the Mocambo Club on Canal Street, Ruben began a long association with the Bistro nightclub on Tulane Avenue. He played there every weekend with his ensemble from 1977 to 1988, playing authentic Cuban music. This is where I saw him for the first time. Benito Benny Borges met Ruben Gonzalez shortly after he arrived in New Orleans in the 60s. Benny was the owner of the Guantanamo Room, a nightclub where Ruben performed, and the two men were friends for over 30 years.
The name Mr. Salsa came about when Rafael Hernan introduced Ruben on stage at the Rancho Club and said, "Here he is, Mr. Ruben Gonzalez," and paused. At that time, they already had a Ruben Rios who was called Mr. Pachanga. So Rafael Hernan continued and said, "Ruben Gonzalez, Mr. Salsa." After that, Rafael always introduced Ruben as Mr. Salsa. Even the newspaper picked up the name and began using it around 1975 under his picture, and the name Mr. Salsa was born.
Una vez sacaron una foto de Rubén, un escrito sobre él, y salió Mr. Salsa.
Pero que sigue la ola. Oye, Tony, la ola. Oye, Tony, mira la ola.
empezó eso de salsa en Nueva York.
When I was talking to Pacheco, the one who started salsa in New York, he explained to me, and I think he's right, all of these rhythms, guaracha, bolero, son montuno, we're going to call them all salsa. It will include all of them. You don't have to explain it. This is a bolero, this is a guaguancó, this is a guaracha. We'll call them all salsa. Everybody knows that. Everything is included there. And that's how Pacheco explained it to me, and I accepted it. I think he's right.
Eso fue todo, así me lo explicó y yo lo acepté porque, ¿verdad? Tiene razón.
Sí, pero en eso, perdóname que yo me interrumpa.
I'm sorry to interrupt right now. There is one important thing that I have to say. When someone is playing a paso doble, they say, this is music from Spain. When one is playing a tango, this is music from Argentina. But when they are playing salsa, they don't say this is music from Cuba. Groups like Don Aspiazo, La Lecuona Cuban Boy have reached Europe and other parts of the world. Nowadays, all they say is salsa, and that's it. When they play a merengue, they recognize it as merengue from the Dominican Republic. I'm not sure what has happened. We Cubans understand salsa as something we use as sauce, like tomato sauce. The flavor of music, like the danzones of Arcaño and Fajardo, have been imported from Cuba. People recognize groups like Iraquere, Orquesta La Verdadera Rumba Habana, Son 14 as the real Cuban style. Some people use the word salsa to cover music of Cuba that they cannot imitate or play correctly.
En fin,
Son 14.
son 14. Esa es la música que no han podido imitar las personas, esta que usan la palabra salsa porque que no la saben tocar.
Se acabó el juego.
On December 14, 1994, Ruben Gonzalez passed away after a long battle with heart disease. His music will live in our memories for many years to come.
I think he brought a very kind of unique music to all of us, you know, from Cuba. We play a lot of Afro rhythms, and I think it was a very delightful experience. We will all miss him very much. He has a very, very good sense of humor. For us, I guess it was a fatherly figure. All the time he gave us, told us things to do or not to do, so we will definitely miss him.
What year you was in Panama? You left Panama?
1964, 63, something
Oh,
like
no,
that.
I was there before.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
How was it, Ruben?
Eh?
How was it in Panama?
How was it? Oh, nice. Huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What do you do there?
What I'm doing in my life? Selling mangoes. Yo siempre a ti te quisí y siempre te estoy quisiendo, y el amor que te tuve siempre te lo estoy tuviendo. Guajira, guajira, mi son te llama pa' bailar, pa' gozar. Guajira, mi son te llama pa' bailar, vaya, pa' gozar. Vaya, ahí va. Ya que lindo.
Bueno. Ahora sí.
Beautiful.